What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to be going into the Sunshine Cup for our last sets, as rotation is later today in this team. Before you guys head out and kind of put the Sunshine Cup away for yourselves, this team put in work. So if you're looking to get a couple sets in right before the rotation, give this team a try. It is Steelix, Trevenant, and Vigoroth. We do face off against a lot of Talonflames, which you might consider being a core breaker here for Steelix and Trevenant, which it is, but we do very well, and this team was incredibly strong. So let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about the Sunshine Cup overall as a meta? And don't forget, I posted a video yesterday. I'll have that appear up right here for you. The Go Battle Day is this weekend, and it's actually a Go Battle weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, 4 times Stardust, 200 battles, and I also talk about the new top performing teams, and Greninja is on top of them in the number 1 and number 2 team in the Great League overall. So be sure to go check that out if you guys haven't already, but let's dive into these battles. Alright, getting into the first battle here, we have Steelix on the lead versus Piloswine. Now, Piloswine can actually put out a lot of damage. For those of you who may have never faced off against this Pokemon, I used it back in 2019, back in the Sylph Arena days, and Piloswine was very strong. But thankfully, because we have Breaking Swipe right here, it's going to be lowering that attack. We also counter swap into Vigoroth, and they happen to counter swap at the same time, as Vigoroth here can now get to a Body Slam relatively quickly. Now, the Shadow Venusaur, if they decide to no shield, which they did, I'm going to look to commit to the full farm down. Even though counter is resisted, you guys can see that we are chunking that health. I'm going to safely shield the Frenzy Plant here and commit to the farm down, because I think the energy is going to be very advantageous for me on the back end here. So they do come in with Talonflame, and we're going to look to do as many Body Slams as we can, right? Now, unfortunately here for me, my timing was slightly off. You guys are going to see right there, I did 3 counters instead of 2. So that's my bad, and I know you guys have been making a lot of comments about my fast move timings, and it's something I honestly need to get a lot better at, and I'm actively working on that. So don't worry, I'll get there in the end, but we got to let this Flame Charge go through. And now we're going to come in with Trevenant and farm down, because Piloswine is the last Pokemon left. And I know if I just Shadow Claw this thing and force energy, the Steelix can take this game with Dragon Tail and Breaking Swipe and 1 shield right here. As you guys can see, Dragon Tail is doing a good amount of damage. As long as I shield this charge move right here and then throw the Breaking Swipe, nothing should be able to one-shot me, even the Avalanche, or the Bulldoze, I should say, coming through. Because Breaking Swipe lowers that attack, right? And they're not going to be able to survive long enough to get 2 charge moves off right here, which is why I decided to make this play and why it ultimately worked out, because now they do have enough energy for Bulldoze, but Bulldoze, unfortunately, is not going to be enough damage, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Alright, moving to the next one. Steelix now versus Ferrothorn. Okay, so kind of a tough one. I do have 2 good answers in the back, so I'm going to go ahead and go into the Vigoroth to get ahead on energy, and in comes a Talonflame. So this is where I'm going to try my best to work on my timing, where I'm going to be throwing 2 Body Slams every Incinerate. Or not, I wish. 2 Body Slams every Incinerate. 2 counters every Incinerate. And just try to see if we can take Switch right here, potentially. So I'm going to go ahead and give up a shield on the Flame Charge. We're going to look to do 1, 2 counters and throw. That way they don't get another Incinerate through. I'm telling you, I'm working on this. I've seen a lot of comments. You watching right now, you've been commenting, Z, your fast move timings are terrible. Yes, I know, but I'm working on it, okay? I'm not the best at it, but we will get there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give up a shield here on this Flame Charge, as I can get to another Body Slam right here. And I don't think I can get to a third one, or another one here. So they do decide to let it go, which is fine by me, as they bring in a Shadow Swampert. So things are looking pretty good. We do have Trevenant in the back to be able to handle that. The Body Slam does get a shield as well, so we're going to go ahead and go into our Trevenant here. But unfortunately for me, I'm behind on energy. So they're going to be able to land 2 Hydro Cannons right here, which is barely not going to be enough. There's the first one. Here comes the second one. Now we got to recognize that actually I might be able to survive this, which I do. And now they're probably going to swap, which they do, into Ferrothorn. So I'm going to go ahead and look to go for the Shadow Ball to try to do as much neutral damage as possible. So that is a huge charge move landed. And now I can come in with Steelix and load up on energy. This is basically going to be a good game because I can Earthquake the Swampert in the back. And I can also look to potentially catch a charge move on Vigoroth as well. So we're going to go ahead and just soak that power up. We're going to swap into Vigoroth now to try to counter down and force them to throw energy here, which they're looking to do, as the Mirror Shot will take us out. And now Steelix can just safely farm down, right? Dragon Tail is going to be perfectly fine. They're not going to be able to get to 2 more Power Whips in time, and I will have an Earthquake in the no shield here against a Shadow Swampert that has no energy as well. So Earthquake's going to be able to one-shot as Steelix is grinning ear to ear right there. Boom! See ya, Swampert, and we fast move down the Ferrothorn, and that is going to be a good game. All right, moving into the next one here. We have Steelix on the lead versus Vigoroth. Okay, so Vigoroths are kind of hit or miss. Some have Brick Break and some don't. Now, I accidentally... I was tapping and I clicked on Trevenant there on accident. Usually I would kind of want to stay in and a breaking swipe and kind of whittle down the Vigoroth. But I tapped in the wrong place because I tapped high and then, yeah. Anyways, we got to stay in this now. And what I think I can do is, since they do have Aerial Ace and not Night Slash, I think I can farm down here. So I just take out a Gliscor. Like, sweet. All right, we take Switch. We go ahead and go for Seed Bomb now. And they come in with a Vigoroth. And this is a tell to me that maybe they're weak in the back to Trevenant. So obviously I gotta think about fighters back there. Other fighters, maybe Blaziken, for example, or water type Pokemon, so maybe Swampert. So what we're gonna look to do now is look to come in with Vigoroth, get ahead on energy, and sure enough, it is a Shadow Swampert in the back. That makes a lot of sense why they came in with Vigoroth instead of the Swampert. So now we're just going to go ahead and just do as many body slams as possible, get as many shields as possible, and try to close this game out here with Steelix, as we don't need to worry about Hydro Cannon here on Vigoroth just yet, because we do get to another body slam, but unfortunately not in time. Now, this is where you got to trust in Steelix. Mind you, we are facing off against a Shadow Swampert, even shields, and a Vigoroth. 2 hard counters to a Steelix, and Steelix does not care. You want to know why? Because being able to farm down and apply the debuffs is so advantageous, it is ridiculous. Now, what I can do here is I could go for the Earthquake, but I don't want them to be shielding that. The safer play is to be going for double breaking swipe right away, because like you saw right there, I could have thrown Earthquake and we would have won. But the safer play is to go double breaking swipe, because now it forces the shield anyways, and now I can survive the Bulldoze. So yes, you just witnessed the Steelix take out a Swampert and take out a Vigoroth by itself, and even shields and behind on energy against that Swampert. So that is going to be a good game, very well played. This is why you never sleep on a Steelix right here, and why it's incredibly strong in the metas that it's allowed in. Good game. All right, moving to the next one. We have Steelix on the lead versus Ferrothorn once again. So we're going to look to do that swap out right into Vigoroth right away, and we do see a Pidgeot come in. So this is a matchup we can actually win. We're going to go ahead and go for Body Slam right here. And the way we win this is calling the Feather Dance. So we do get a shield early, and this is a tell to me that they want to throw a Feather Dance. Why? Because they shielded the hardest hitting Body Slam, so this has to be Feather Dance, and it is. The reason why is because it lowers my attack so that the next Body Slam doesn't do as much damage. So that actually gave information to me to not only no shield, but have the opportunity here to shield this next charge move and potentially win. Now, I decided to go for Body Slam, but I could have potentially gotten away with just the shield and farm down, as they do decide to go for Brave Bird right there. So unfortunate for me, I could have come out of here with a lot of energy, so this energy is basically going nowhere because they're just going to let it go. But we did take Switch, and there is a Noctowl in the back, so this is very good for us. Trevenant is like loving life right now, right? Because we had the Ferrothorn, I believe this one was Ferrothorn on the lead, and a Noctowl in the back. Like, Trevenant just avoided a Pidgeot and a Noctowl Thank goodness. Steelix is going to go ahead and come in and kind of make quick work here of Noctowl. Even though it does have access to Shadow Ball, it doesn't do that much damage. And with Dragon Tail and Breaking Swipe, we do see a counter swap back into Ferrothorn, and Trevenant is just going to come in. Now, the opportunity here for us is to massively overload on energy while also managing our health. And this is something very important that I want you guys to notice, is you're going to find yourself in situations just like this, right? The way we win is with Steelix. The way we lose is with Trevenant getting hard farmed down by Noctowl. So what we need to do is throw the Shadow Ball here, but look to see where the health is and actually let them get another fast move through. So they do decide to throw. I should have waited right there, but then this extra Mirror Shot now gets us low enough where we don't get farmed down for that much energy. Remember, our health converts into the energy of our opponent, right, based on the fast moves that they do. So now the Noctowl doesn't have that much. We also delayed Switch Clock as well, so we can come in with Steelix right away, and this is a wrap. Noctowl cannot do anything. It's one of the most unfortunate matchups for a Noctowl to be facing off against, because it just gets worse and worse the longer you're in the battle. Good game. All right, moving into the next one, we have Vigoroth in this. I'm sure you guys saw it right there. It kind of cut to my my sets right there. It was a beautiful full sweep set, and now we have Vigoroth here in the lead. So this time I'm not gonna fat finger the Trevenant switch, but we do see they have Brick Break, which is a charge move that Vigoroth has access to. So I don't want to stay in this matchup. If there was just Body Slam, we'd be fine. So now I need to counter swap here into Vigoroth and get ahead on energy, and they will decide to throw a charge move. So I decide to shield right here. I think I can make Vigoroth go a long way in this game, as we will see them look to stay in. But now they finally swap out into, I believe that was a Shadow Gligar that came in. Now we do have 2 Body Slams ready to go, so we're already going to put a lot of pressure here on the Gligar, and I think I might be able to make it to 3. It's going to depend on how much damage this Aerial Ace does, but ultimately getting it to 50% HP in 1 shield I think is going to allow us to potentially win. As Aerial Ace, yeah, we're not going to get to 3, unfortunately. 1 fast move away right there. But now I need to come in. It's a hard decision here. I need to come in with Trevenant. I think Trevenant with energy is going to be the play, and saving Steelix for the potential Pidgeot in the back is what I need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and shield the Aerial Ace here. I'm going to look to farm down with Shadow Claw, and then we have a lot of energy on our side. And I'm going to stare at the top right to see what they come in with. And it's Swampert, so hold the energy, and there they go. They try to do a peekaboo right there. So that's a good play by my opponent, knowing that their only win con was catching a charge move, but ultimately you got to have the commitment to know that you're not going to get taken out with 1 fast move. You lose this game if you throw energy too early. So I saw the Swampert in the top right and knew that, okay, their play is to catch the Seed Bomb potentially. So we're just going to go ahead and go for the back-to-back Seed Bomb here and get ourselves a nice boom. Boom! See ya. Goodbye, Swampert. Good game. All right. Moving into the next one, we have Steelix on the lead versus Flygon. Okay, so this is actually very nice for us. They do decide to swap out into Vigoroth. So what we're going to look to do here is go for Breaking Swipe and then go into Trevenant. Trevenant here resists all the charge moves, Brick Break, Body Slam, Bulldoze, and Seed Bomb does do neutral damage. And with Breaking Swipe debuff as well, we are sitting very good. Now I want to come out of here with a good amount of energy so that I can land multiple charge moves against that Flygon. So we're just going to go ahead and let these Body Slams go through. No big deal. Vigoroth is not doing anything to us. It's just going to be an energy soak here for us. So we're just going to go ahead and just load up, go for a Seed Bomb now. I think I decided to undercharge this slightly. No, I didn't. Not in this one. I decided to go for the max charge. I could have undercharged slightly, but now Flygon coming in. This is going to be a Dragon Tail Flygon as well, which makes sense why they swapped out right away. Also, we do have Dragon Tail ourselves, and look at that damage that just landed. We're going to go ahead and go for another one here. This should be getting the shield, and if it doesn't, well, down goes the Flygon. So we do get a shield. We will get fast move down. That's fine. But 1 fast move here from Steelix is going to take out the Flygon, and the final Pokemon is going to be a Talonflame once again. So Breaking Swipe here, going to do Gonna do its job right with the final Pokemon. It's always a beautiful situation for us where they can't clear debuffs, and I think the opponent either is lagging or they're contemplating surrendering. So we're going to go ahead and no shield. Flame Charge is not enough to take us out there, as we do get to another Breaking Swipe in time, and then Vigoroth will close this out with the 2-0 shield and double debuffed Talonflame. Well, actually, they did a Flame Charge, so they're... yeah, anyways, it's a good game. Body Slam right here is going to be taking them out, and this team today, I'm telling you, put in some work. Alright, moving into the next one. We have Steelix on the lead versus Cradily. Okay, so let's see how they decide to play this. They decide to swap out into Talonflame. Alright, so this is definitely a tough situation, as Talonflame kind of can potentially beat everything here, depending on the situation that we're in. So I do have two good answers for Cradily in the back, so my thought process here is maybe utilize Steelix to take down the Talonflame, because I can easily survive a Flame Charge here and get ourselves a 2-1 shield advantage, which I'm going to look to do here as Breaking Swipe will come through. But do they shield? They do, so we're going to go ahead and swap out now into Vigoroth and look to load up on some energy. I will have to give up a shield here against a potential Brave Bird, but it is just going to be another Flame Charge. And now we will go ahead, and I have to give up 2 shields here. This is unfortunate for me, but Vigoroth with this much energy can go a lot of places. So they do swap into a Swampert. So now we're looking at a very interesting endgame here, as Body Slams are obviously going to be getting shields here from the Swampert, as I do have 2 ready to go. And 1 Hydro Cannon is not enough to take me out, so they're going to have to dump all of their energy. And then I have a Trevenant, which can easily take out Cradily and Talonflame. Talonflame with Shadow Claws and Cradily with the Shadow Ball, right? So we're going to go ahead and let the Hydro Cannon go. Well, I have to let the Hydro Cannon go through, but I'm going to go ahead and swap into Steelix to catch the next one, utilizing my Pokemon to the fullest extent. As we sacrifice Steelix right there, we come in with Trevenant right away and now just load up on energy, because in order to win this game, I need a lot of energy here on Trevenant. I also need to be careful about the sack swap into Talonflame, as that is still a threat and an option on my opponent's side. So Cradily coming back in. Again, we got to read the potential sack swap, so there it is. So we're going to go ahead and just farm down. That's fine by me. And now I can go for 1 Shadow Ball and 1 Seed Bomb, and that should be a good game. Very well played. So my opponent's trying to play the peekaboo on me, but that's not going to work, as I'm going to be able to take this one here with Trevenant. So good battle to my opponent. I don't think this is enough to KO, but I do have Vigoroth to come in and counter down, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Alright. Moving into the next battle. This might be the final one. Looking at my timestamps, we got Steelix versus Tropius here on the lead. So pretty positive lead. I'm not going to lie. I love Steelix against flyers, anything flying, because we just put in work, right? Breaking Swipe and Dragon Tail. Now they do decide to swap into their own Steelix right here. So we're going to come in with our Vigoroth and look to do as much damage as possible. Trevenant could be a good option as well, but you have to start getting very worried about the Breaking Swipes and Dragon Tails adding up. So what we're going to do here is we're going to overload on energy and wait till they actually get to another Breaking Swipe, then throw the Bulldoze. This puts them in a tough position. Do you want to shield in order to get another Breaking Swipe, or risk it? And they decide to risk it, and boom! That's what they get. And now we're going to see a Tropius come back in. And once again, Vigoroth, probably one of the best, if not the best, Pokemon for this whole meta, is going to just put in work. Body Slams are going to be chipping away the health here on Tropius. We have maintained switch advantage. We didn't need to give up a shield in order to do so. And we also chunked the health on the back end here of Tropius, so Steelix can come in and easily just load up. Leaf Blade as well doesn't do that much damage. It's only neutral here to a Steelix, and we can easily survive. And they do swap out into a Piloswine, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the Breaking Swipe here to lower that attack, and then come in with Trevenant in order to just do as much fast move damage as possible. This game is going to be won with my Steelix, so I need to use Trevenant here in a positive situation against Piloswine to do as much damage as possible. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Seed Bomb, But my opponent is gonna make a call, risky call. They're gonna go ahead and no shield and come in with Tropius and look to hard farm down with Air Slash. And because of this, if they don't throw energy, I put a lot of chip damage on them with Seed Bomb, getting shields, Shadow Claw. If they throw energy, Steelix wins anyway in the back. So I've put them in a very, very tough position. They're going to have to shield this next charge move as well. But Steelix here can easily come in and fast move down. And mind you, they need 3 Leaf Blades in order to win. I don't even think 3 would be enough, honestly, because 2 is not enough damage to take me out. So we fast move down. That is a good game, very well played. That might have been the last one. Let's see here. Nope, final one here. We got Steelix now versus Swampert. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and swap out into Vigoroth, get ahead on energy. They're not swapping out, which tells me maybe they don't have a great answer in the back. Maybe it's some of those normal flyers back there. So I'm going to go ahead and invest 1 shield here with Hydro Cannon and then look to go for a Body Slam and kind of read what my opponent is going to do. Now, they could also have other great answers for Steelix in the back. That's what we have to try to figure out here. Is it because they're weak in the back that they're staying in, or is it because they have better answers in the back, which a Swampert, they actually swap into Talonflame. So they did have another, answer in the back. And Talonflame here, like we've seen all day today, does core break our team, but combined together, this team can handle it, especially with the Body Slams, the Breaking Swipes, the Shadow Claw. It's a team effort, but we can take it down as they do decide to give up their final shield here. Now, this is a tough question. Do they have double flyer? Right? Oh, it's so tough. I'm going to come in with Steelix and call that, you know what? If they do have double flyer, I'm hoping it's a ground flyer. And so that Trevenant could potentially win that matchup with Shadow Ball and Seed Bomb, right? We're also going to give up our final shield here so that I can fast move down the Talonflame, which actually I don't think I'm going to in time. So I decide to throw Breaking Swipe instead. Now, I'm going to have to swap into Trevenant right away. And they have a Magcargo in the back. Oh, no. And they swap into Swampert on Shadow Ball. So this was like adding insult to injury right here. I undercharge the Shadow Ball there so I can farm back down. But unfortunately for me, this Magcargo is about to put me in my place. Obviously, having 1 fire on the team like a Talonflame, you can manage. But 2, especially with Vigoroth gone, is tough. So this is going to be a good game. Magcargo is going to end my spree here as I was doing so well. But a beautiful catch by my opponent there as Overheat, boom, takes out my Steelix, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. This team was so much fun to use today, everyone. I am telling you, it put in work. There is a few hours remaining. Definitely worth giving it a try, especially if you have these Pokemon built. If you don't have these Pokemon built, they are viable to be on your rosters. Steelix is an emerging Pokemon in the Open Great League as meta. Trevenant has been strong for a very long time, kind of got knocked down a little bit, but still good. And Vigoroth is like the king of specialty cups in the right situation. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.